My name is David, and I own a local business here in Philadelphia. Coming out of high school, I had bought into the dream of attaining and gaining as much as I could, and I thought that these things would make me happy. So for many years, my goal in life was to get as much as I can, consume as much as I can, and seek pleasure whenever I could. After struggling 10 years of drug addiction, I had come to my end. I had lost everything. I was miserable inside. After losing everything, I finally surrendered to God. It was my moment of realizing that I used to think I knew it all and that the things that I was pursuing were gonna make me happy. But the reality is that they made me worse. One of the big issues for me was giving. I remember, I loved the Lord and I loved His word, but I found myself going to church and getting offended when the offering plates would pass by. And I would think in my heart, why is the church asking for my money? That's when I realized that I had to have a heart-to-heart with God and see what was wrong with my way of looking at finances in the kingdom of God. God started to move in my heart and show me that He doesn't need any of our money. What He wants is our heart. And I realized that giving is more about a heart posture than anything else. Through my act of obedience and through my surrendering my finances to God, God is actually doing a big work in my heart. And I realized that for so many years, I spent so much energy and so much effort trying to get and to attain and to accumulate, when all God is asking us to do is put me first, everything else is added to you. One day I had this big faith moment that I just felt God telling me how much He wanted me to give and what my heart posture should be when I tithe. And I decided to do this. I decided to sit down and write every single check of the following year. And I put on the memo, I put first fruits, and I put January, and I post date the check. And then I just turned in the checks for the whole next year. And the reason I did this was because I feel that it happens a lot where we have these big faith moments. And we feel that anything is possible with God. But then life happens and you start doubting that faith moment. And if you don't act on it, you may not even do it. And so I just realized that for me, this was my next step. That concept of putting God first trickled down into other areas of my life. I remember when I first started my business that we would get to the warehouse and I would always be in this anxious hurry to get out on the road and let's go make some sales. When my heart posture changed, that attitude transitioned from, instead of being anxious and being in a hurry to go make money, it was let's seek God first and then we can go work. It's been such a blessing to be able to seek the Lord in the workplace. And now I come in the morning to work, but there's this peace about it because I know it can be a good day, it can be a bad day. And just because we put God first doesn't mean we're gonna have amazing success, but it means that God got our back. God's gonna provide no matter what. This lifestyle of living open-handed, I realized that it was never about the money, but it was more about my heart posture. I have learned that God is the provider and I am just the steward. God gives and takes away. And when you live open-handedly, it doesn't matter what the outcome is. What matters is that you're obeying what God is asking you to do. Once I was able to let go and trust God as my provider, and I stopped holding on so tight to things, I discovered a much more fulfilling life.